Yes, the little jet boat does blow up in this video, and once it does blow up, I'm going to go into taking the engine apart and inspecting it, seeing exactly what's wrong with it, getting some reactions from Jacob and from Rob as well. But if you'll remember, we left off with me building that extended ride plate for the little aluminum jet boat, and we start off with me testing that ride plate. We're out here about to test the ride plate on the boat, hoping that this thing stays a little more flat. If all goes well, we're actually going to hit up a lap time. Hopefully it's going to start. Yeah, it's ready. Oh crud. Already on to reserve. Yeah. Choke on. Alright, I'm pretty much done with this. I haven't been filming this, but literally every time I've taken this boat out, no joke, every time I'm paddling back in. Doesn't make me a fan of the Kawasaki. Oh man. Irritating. Every time. Every time. Fortunately, I wasn't too far out. I felt it starting to run weird. I slowed down, and there it went. Thought we were out of gas, switched to reserve, but no good. Definitely over this whole paddling thing. Alright, I can stand now, so I'm gonna hop in the water. Well, I guess I can tell you guys that the ride plate performed exactly how I wanted it to, so that way we're good. But I've got to get this engine sorted out. It's just not a good time to get stuck every single dang time I go out there. I wouldn't be surprised to find the carbs are all gunked up again. So I'll probably be looking there. Obviously we'll check this part, give it a comp check. Just really frustrating, obviously. Alrighty, I'm back working on the little jet boat. You know, obviously it stalled out on me there and it stopped working. So rather than work on it that day, I had other things to test, but this is just a couple days later. I pulled the spark plugs. Front one is here, looks pretty normal, and it was a bit wet, so that had some fuel on it. The rear one here looks a little bit odd. It was kind of dry, and it's kind of this blackish. It's a little bit weird, so I'm gonna go ahead and take compression and see if maybe something bad happened to the rear one, because it just looks a little strange. If the compression comes back okay, then we're probably just gonna tear the carbs down and look for, you know, more rust in the carbs. And there we go. That one had about 5 psi. Let's see what we get out of the front one. So it looks like this engine may be coming out, and honestly, I don't know if I'll even put it back in. It might just be going to a triple swap. Yeah, see that one, that was gonna hit like 150, but I just stopped it early because it has plenty of compression on the front. The rear one has 0. So, shoot. Not what we want to see, obviously, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull that head off and see if I can see what the problem is. Okay, got a bit of gravel in the rear piston. Somebody write stuff to this head on. That means I'm suspicious that Jacob stole the original head off of this engine, but he may not have. Oh man. Can't see in there super well. I don't see any mass amounts of scoring, so I'm not exactly sure what we have going on here. It's strange in the way that this engine turns over freely. It wouldn't surprise me if it was like a bolt that got dropped into the intake or something like that on this particular engine. But like I said, that back cylinder has 0 compression. Well, not 0, it has like 10. Clearly that's not enough for us to run. Whoa. All right, let's take a look in this engine and see what's going on. Set those aside. All right, I see something here. Let me get a different angle so you guys can see. All right, if you look down in these reeds, I can see chunks of metal in the reeds, actually on both sides. I just pulled one of the pieces out. Trying to decide if this is from after whatever happened here, or if there was metal in this intake, and that's what caused what happened here. Here is a look into the bottom end of this engine. I'm trying to see if there's anything to see. There's a couple of chunks of metal there in that one, maybe some over in that one. The reeds are still in good shape, so it's kind of hard to think of how it would explode, then have metal get back inside the reeds. I mean, maybe if you guys have experienced that where your engine blows up and somehow it gets metal into the reeds without breaking them, I mean, let me know, because that could be the case here. Or possibly there was metal in the intake manifold and that's what caused this problem in the first place. Kind of just looking for pieces in the exhaust manifold. There's a couple of chunks in there. A piece of shaved metal in the cooling passage. Interesting. Finding all kinds of special stuff on this motor. There we go, one cylinder removed. The bottom of it is not busted up, the skirt or nothing. So that cylinder is probably, there's no huge gouges in it. So it could be honed and reused, except for that the sleeve is actually cracked. So this is now junk. Where did I see that? Sleeve is cracked. Right there. It's cracked all the way down. See a bit of scoring right here. Obviously all over this piston. This rod seems considerably looser than it should be. Although it spins freely, I kind of don't think it would last. So, what really sucks is that Jacob was going to trade me that 900 for this. But now, he probably will be like, never mind. So that kind of sucks, but it just is how it is. Might as well just keep going here and get to the bottom of this. There's the inside of there. Just a nasty situation. There it is. What a mess in there. Not as bad as I have seen, obviously. Okay. Bye. I'll never find that clip. Oh my gosh, I found it. I can't believe I found that. Piston. Sure hoping this piston's gonna come off. Sometimes these ones that get blown up don't come off. You want to slide it through the side that looks like it has the least damage, because the damaged sides get all buggered up. Ooh, sounds nasty. Yeah, this thing is shot. This thing is completely shot. Whatever part was holding this bearing together on this rod, that's just gone. So it has all the needles still in there, but they're kind of all clumped to one side. And clearly that's just not going to last very long out there. By the marks on the crankshaft here, I would say something definitely went through there. I want to say something made of steel, because aluminum, I don't think would have made those marks on this crankshaft. So anyway, there it is, all disassembled. We'll just see what we're gonna do for engine wise. This one would need a complete and total rebuild. The only usable parts, well, the crankshaft would need to be replaced, cylinders, pistons, and possibly the bottom part of the case. Looks like it might have some damage on it. But we've welded those before, and it's not cracked all the way through, so I'm pretty sure we could, you know, get that case fixed and usable. So there we go. I don't know that this is going to be worth it. Probably I'm going to hunt around for a different, better engine for this thing. Well, I was supposed to trade this engine to Jacob for that 900 triple. That was when this was a running engine. And I could have kind of left it in one piece and been like, yeah, it still turns over, you know, maybe it just needs a piston. But I just can't do that. I've never been that way. You know, I had to look at it. I couldn't just like try to pass something off on them. I just can't do that to people. I just can't rip people off like that. So, you know, I'll be the one taking the hit, I guess. But at the end of the day, you know, we'll have a new and interesting engine for that boat at some point. Unfortunately, that means we won't be riding it for a little while. I'm sure I can still make some sort of deal on this engine here, this 900 engine from Jacob. Interestingly enough, this engine is seized, so it might be junk as well. Jacob was trying to tell me that, you know, it's just locked up from sitting, so if it got freed up, it could potentially run. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with it all. I mean, obviously this sucks. I did kind of want to wait till the boat had all the bugs worked out of it before I got it. because I was worried that something like this could potentially happen. This engine is completely toast, so I probably said this a ton of times, but I'm really not thrilled about it, but it is what it is, so I'm just gonna deal with it. Jacob has arrived to inspect the 750 to see if it's something that he even wants anymore.
Really excited.
So this way I'll get his first initial reactions. And I'm gonna leave the top lights off so they don't conflict with the light coming in.
That's nice.
One of the sleeves is cracked in the block. Obviously this piston is crappy. This one actually had 150 psi in it still. Not that that matters because it's attached to one that's junk. The one rod is, what happened is like the little roller bearings don't have a cage anymore, so they're all sitting on one side. Like all of them just gravity fall to one side or the other.
Yeah, right. So the crank's pretty screwed up and the jug's messed up too.
Jug's screwed, crank screwed, and then this has some hairline cracking in it, the lower piece, like right there. Not something that we wouldn't be able to take care of, but it does exist.
Well, I mean, that's what you want, right? That's what you want to see.
So,
yeah, I mean,
what do you think about it?
You know, it's a pretty mangled engine. Yeah, she's not looking great. So I don't know, maybe I won't be as quick to say, oh, I want to totally trade a 900 that's probably fine straight across for this mangled mess, but you know,
This thing's pretty fricked up. Well, the nice thing is the reeds are still in good condition. The intake manifold is in perfect shape.
Yeah.
I cleaned the carburetors twice, but they probably still need to be cleaned again.
Yeah.
This exhaust manifold is in good condition.
Hey, the starter still works.
It is a really good starter, yeah. So there's a couple of things.
Ski. There's some good things about it. I mean, you know, it's so easy in this time of tragedy to look at everything that's going all bad. But really, sometimes what you gotta do when you're at home, look at the good things that are going in your life and see that, you know, not everything is going all bad. There's some goodness to this. There's some benefits to having your engine blown up and mangled. And so, while you're at home, I mean, count your blessings and don't see this whole setup right here as something that's all bad. Because we're going to try to pull some gold out of this rainbow.
Also, I found 2 or 3 chunks like this sitting in these, kind of like that.
Huh, I wonder what that is.
And I also found some like shavings of aluminum like in the coolant passages. So I'm wondering if this engine wasn't really closed up very well when the boat was being built.
Well, not sure. I mean, I remember it being pretty closed off and covered with like blankets and crap, but you know, who could really know?
Like, I'm not accusing anybody of any...
Rob, what were you thinking?
I'm not accusing anybody of any wrongdoing.
Rob had his hands all over this, and he knew he was screwing it all up.
I can't even remember what I was saying. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but it sure seems suspicious.
Well, that's great.
Jacob has decided he will take this disgusting 750 off my hands.
It needs a few parts, but overall I think it's in good shape and it'll be well worth the investment.
Jacob has told me that this is a small pin 750.
Yeah, small pin 750, and we're gonna see what here can go and do with it.
So basically, I'm trading Jacob this pile of parts for this 900, which I'm not 100% sure that I really want. And I don't even know if this thing's better or worse condition than that. But I'm just like, you know what? I don't want that piece of crap. And he's got the parts to make that one work, I guess, so.
Yeah, supposedly.
I might end up just fixing this and maybe just getting rid of it. Or I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We'll see.
Well, you know what? I will break the news. Rob, I have news for you that's kind of bad news. Do you want to know about it?
I guess. There's been enough bad news in 1 week.
Well, it's not that bad of news. I personally almost don't care. Okay, I'm going to say it. Do I say it? Don't say it. Okay, so the jet boat blew up.
What?
And that's Rob's reaction. Yeah, so I guess the jet boat blew up. And
what did you guys do to it?
I don't know. But Josh had it apart in his garage. I guess it grenaded itself. So basically, I traded him that 900 for that engine that blew up. And I'm going to, get that engine going again. But yeah, she blew up, I guess. Isn't that frustrating? You got to be like, ah. At least you don't have to deal with it anymore.
He probably hates me. I mean, I got that engine from you.
Did I sell Josh? Who is the villain here?
I mean,
people.
I got it from you, and I never drove it, never did anything with it.
Right. All right, people. You be the judge. You saw me testing out that baby and beaching it at my house on that crappy 750 SS, and then Rob got it, and then Josh got it, and then he opened it up and it was blown up. So who knows what we got to say about that? But
what blew up exactly?
Like one of the rod bearings. Weird, right?
Yes.
Whatever. Fortunately, it's got a 900 teed up, ready to, in line to get in there. So that was not in the script. Our producer didn't tell us to talk about that. I just thought about it. So.
Well, this other engine that I got from you better not blow up like the last one.
Guys, I'm scared. But it's a Yamaha, so I don't think it will.
Okay, let's hope not.
Man, that'd be bad, because, let's see, though. That Cowie engine, how much did I make you pay me for that? Wasn't it like $100 or $200 or something? No. We bought that 750 SS with the locked up engine for $100. And I bought that thing, and then I traded it to you. I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. So if this Yamaha engine blows up, that's like a $500 thing that blows up, and that would totally. We're not okay, you guys. That was a long stretch of me talking, and I'm off track. I need to have our producers talk to me and get me squared away, because I'm deviating from the script here.
Am I mad at Rob because the boat blew up? I mean, I kind of like to pretend I am just for the drama aspect, and I know that's kind of a big deal on YouTube and whatnot, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. I don't really blame anyone. These things do happen. I wish that it didn't happen. I feel like maybe there was some things that could have been done to prevent it. It's hard for me to be upset when I realize that this could have easily been my fault, just as well as it could have been Jacob's or Rob's or the previous owners of the jet ski this engine came out of. But we'll eventually get it fixed and get it back out on the water. Guys.